Something strange is happening in this market, and I feel it in my chest before I even see the charts. It is like walking into a room where everyone stopped talking the second you open the door. The silence is loud. The investors in this space are behaving as if there is no crypto left on Earth to buy, as if every coin is a rumor, a whisper, something almost mythical. And I have to be honest with you, I have not fully figured out why yet, but something in my gut tells me we are standing at the edge of a very steep hill. Before we go further, if you are new here, welcome to Crypto 101 Central. This is a place where I do not just read you numbers, I try to feel the market with you, so please subscribe. It costs nothing and it means everything to me. And while your finger is already near the screen, tap that little bell too, because notifications are the only way you will catch me the moment something like this breaks wide open. Now let me take you back a few months, back to that strange valley we walked through, the drop, the fear, the whispers of a bear market. Earlier this year, there was this creeping negativity, this heaviness. People remembering how prices collapsed in previous months, remembering Bitcoin falling below psychological support levels around $60,000. That number everyone once cheered as a bottom. Then Larry Fink, the head of BlackRock, said something that still echoes in my mind. He basically suggested it was healthy, that over-leveraged positions got flushed out, that now the market could breathe, could rise cleanly, and almost like someone flipped a switch, the tone changed completely. I remember the MicroStrategy chaos the day they said they would not sell Bitcoin and then sold it anyway, and somehow the news spun it as a victory, this bizarre feedback loop: sell Bitcoin, get cash, fund the dividend, attract more investors, buy more Bitcoin, and the price went up that same day. It made no logical sense, and yet here we are again, except this time the buying does not feel calculated. It feels ravenous, hungry, almost desperate. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and another financial giant whose name I am blanking on, they are all opening crypto trading desks, all filing for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana ETFs. And I keep thinking, if these companies expected prices to crash for the next few years, if they believed we would not recover for quite some time, why would they launch anything at all? You do not build a stage for a show nobody will attend. Multi-trillion-dollar companies do not announce trading desks into silence. They announce them because somewhere behind closed doors, someone already knows the crowd is coming. We are now a part of the way into this story, so let me slow down and really sit with what is happening, because it deserves our full attention. Bitmine is back in the headlines, and if you know this company, you know their soul now belongs entirely to Ethereum. Tom Lee runs it, and in just a matter of days, the purchases have been almost violent in scale. Tens of thousands of Ethereum, worth tens of millions of dollars, then another massive block of Ether right after that, and then another purchase worth tens of millions more, representing tens of thousands of additional Ether. Their total stash climbed to several million Ethereum, approaching roughly 5% of the entire circulating supply. They openly say they are chasing a significant portion of all Ethereum on the planet, and every time they announce a new number, it feels less like a business update and more like a confession, like they are seeing something we are not. And it is not just Bitmine. Whale wallets, the ones already holding enormous amounts of crypto, accumulated tens of thousands of Ethereum almost simultaneously. That is not the slow, careful buying you expect from smart money trying not to disturb the water. That is a wave crashing all at once. And around that same time, over 100,000 Ethereum vanished off exchanges in a single day. When people pull their coins off exchanges that fast, it usually suggests they believe, deep in their bones, that prices could be getting ready to move. Tom Lee talks about Ethereum the way poets talk about first love. He compares it to the early internet, to early financial tech eras. He points out how tens of millions of Robinhood users are now paying their crypto fees in Ethereum, meaning ordinary people are quietly starting to treat it like money without even realizing it. And when you add in the tokenization wave, the stablecoins, the real-world assets, billions upon billions of dollars being represented on-chain, with Ethereum holding the vast majority of all of that activity, you start to ask yourself the same question I keep asking myself at 2 in the morning: how is it possible for market valuations to stay this low? Because let us be honest with each other for a moment. Ethereum's usage today is vastly higher than it was just a few cycles ago. Visa and MasterCard are using Ethereum and Polygon. Dozens of institutions, dozens of countries are quietly building on top of this chain. At what point does the price finally catch up to the truth of what is actually happening underneath it? If you are feeling that same restlessness I am feeling right now, do me a favor and hit the like button. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who need to hear this conversation. And while you are there, drop a comment. Tell me what coins you are holding, what you are buying, whether you are into real estate, gold, even Pokemon cards. I want to know where your heart is putting its trust these days. Bitmine did not stop there either. They added several thousand more Ether worth millions of dollars, pushing them closer to 6 million Ether total. And then came the statement, the quarterly letter, the kind of thing Warren Buffett used to write for Berkshire Hathaway, except this one was titled something almost poetic. Ethereum is the cure for the uncanny valley of wealth. Tom Lee wrote that over the coming years, looking toward the end of this decade, we could see trillions of dollars worth of real-world assets sitting on top of Ethereum. Trillions of dollars. If that much value is moving through this network, and the price is steadily building momentum by then, it changes everything. He even envisions scenarios where Ethereum eventually reaches long-term targets in the six-figure range per coin. I know how that sounds. I know it sounds almost absurd, but remember when a single Bitcoin was worth a fraction of what it is today, and people laughed at anyone who said it would ever reach current levels? Remember the people predicting major price jumps for XRP, targets that felt like fantasy until the market shifted. Here is the thing that keeps me up at night. For every company we hear about publicly, there are probably several more moving silently in the shadows, accumulating without ever making a headline. Tom Lee and companies like his simply happen to enjoy the spotlight. The rest, the quiet ones, they might be the ones actually shaping where this market goes next. We are past the halfway point of this conversation now, and I want to pause and just say thank you for staying with me this far. It means more than you know. If this video is making you think, making you feel that same electric uncertainty I feel, please like it. And please tell me in the comments what you think Ethereum, Bitcoin, or XRP could be worth by next summer, because I have my own projections, and they might surprise you. Over the next few years, with this level of adoption, a reasonable case could be made for Ethereum sitting somewhere around the upper thousands. Not Tom Lee's extreme upper bracket dreams, just a grounded, plausible projection in the high thousands. Bitcoin, in that same time frame, could realistically be aiming for six-figure territory, well past $100,000 per coin. And honestly, it confuses me. Seeing this much real-world adoption and still watching market prices sit at current levels. And then there is XRP, this tidal wave of institutions suddenly falling in love with it, announcing they are buying it, holding it, building with it. Ethereum is riding that exact same wave right now. These coins are having a public relations moment unlike anything we have seen in a long time, and maybe, just maybe, prices will eventually start to reflect the reality that has been quietly building underneath them this entire time. I have been watching for that reflection for a long time now, patiently, sometimes impatiently, and I do not know exactly when it arrives, but I believe the groundwork is being laid. Before you go, if this video stirred something in you, curiosity, hope, even a little bit of fear, go watch the other videos on this channel. There is a lot more waiting for you there. And do not forget to tap that bell so you never miss the next chapter of this very strange, very beautiful story we are all living through together. Thank you for watching, for listening, for being here with me. I hope your day, your morning, your evening, wherever you are in the world, is absolutely wonderful. I will talk to you again very soon.